but also to build the capacity of those who are not mining to be able to mine. My brother, Senator for Taita, is happy that he has been received some revenue from royalties paid on iron ore exported. I don't know if my brother is aware that in the Finance Act 2023, there is a tax that makes it that the tax imposed on iron ore is more than the world market for iron ore. So I don't know how you are going to export your iron ore now, that the taxation on it is higher than the market in the world market for iron ore. So that revenue might not be coming in the next farm. So I think that much as we support this bill and it's a step in the right direction, let us invest some time in what revenues we should be sharing in the first place. Then number two, get those revenues to be shared equitably. And I like the idea that, and I think that's an idea that the Senate that we have tried not to follow. One of the objects of devolution is to ensure equitable development of this country. The national revenue, the revenue that remains with the national government, requires supervision by this Senate to ensure that the counties are getting equitable attention, so that revenues do not go to where politicians think they can get more votes, or they got more votes than in other areas. So the object of devolution that brings us the question or the idea of equitable development must be given the attention it requires. Mr. Speaker, sir, another thing we need to look at as the Senate is the institution of the Treasury. Under Article 225, Clause 1, Parliament was allowed to establish the Treasury, and it did so through the Public Finance Management Act. But the Treasury that was established is an appendage, or is part and parcel of the national executive. It's not an independent body that can ensure that counties get the attention they require. The other day you heard the president say that he was the first, his administration was the first to channel funds down to counties within whatever time. But that's not the work of the national government. That should be the work of an independent treasury. Nyamira should be able to deal with the treasury the way the national government deals with the treasury. But when the treasury is put under the Minister for Finance and the Principal Secretary and other appointees of the national government, then it ceases being the national treasury anticipated in the Constitution. Under Chapter 12, one of the ills that was being cured, the mischief that they sought to cure under Chapter 12 of the Constitution, was the control, the absolute control on public finances by the national government. That's why you have the Office of the Auditor General being made autonomous, control of budget being made autonomous, and the Treasury anticipated under that chapter was supposed to be autonomous. But the old order sort of survived, and we have a Treasury that is part and parcel of the national government. And that gives counties a lot of problems to access support or to access revenues. We need, as a Senate, to interrogate and audit the architecture and the framework under which the Treasury has been established, to make sure it's aligned with the Constitution, so that the 48 administrative units that we have in this country, the national government and 47 county governments, have an autonomous treasury that addresses their needs, and none of the governments should be superintending it over others. So right now, a big problem we have with the finances of counties.
Senator Omutata, would you like to be informed by Senator Enoch Wambua?
Enoch Wambua is a bishop. he can speak with authority, so I'll let him speak with authority.
Thank you, my brother, Senator Okiya Omutata. I just want to take this opportunity through the Speaker to inform you that actually the issue that you're raising on the matter of the conflict between the National Treasury and the Ministry of Finance is the genesis of the problems of funding to county governments. And alive to that challenge, I have drafted a bill to which then I'll really need your input. That we must separate the National Treasury, or the Treasury, just the Treasury, from the Ministry of Finance.